Hey guys, JonTaun here for Total Brohammer, and today I'm going to be bringing you a match between the Empire and the Dark Elves. So let's get right into it. I've got a front line of 4 greatswords and 2 flagellants. I've got 4 spearmen on the flanks and in the back. I've got the silver bullets, a light wizard. I've got Boris Todbringer, and 2 demon knights with halberds. As you can see, the action's getting started right away. He's got 3 shades up here, so a lot of armor-piercing damage going through right away. And he's going to be firing right at my greatswords. He's also got 2 dark riders with repeater crossbows. So his plan here is to do a lot of skirmish damage to me before the battle starts. And unfortunately for me, I do make the mistake of kind of retreating. And I was waiting for some magics to build up for my nets, but I probably should have just advanced forward. So for the rest of the armies, he's got a Cold One Dread Knights, a Witch Elf, 2 Blackheart Corsairs. He's got a Dreadlord with sword and shield on foot over here. And in the forest hidden, he's got 3 Hargoneth Executioners. So let's kick into gear here. So like I said, I'm going to pull back initially, get my, wait for my nest to come up and get my Demigryph Knights with halberds ready to charge at these shades. He's moving up his Cold One Dread Knights. Going to have my silver bullets shooting at these Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows. And as you see, they are doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to pop the net, and then I'm going to throw all my Demigryph Knights with halberds into these shades. I really need to take these guys out. They can do an immense amount of damage. Unfortunately, we do kind of get clipped by these Cold One Dread Knights, and as you can see, my Demigryph Knights with halberds are going to take a lot of damage. We do have Boris in here, though, and we are getting some good damage in on these shades. As long as they're not able to fire, basically. So our front line is moving up. I got the silver bullets shooting at these Cold One Dread Knights. As you can see, they are doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Sending in my flagellants, who should do pretty well against shades. These guys are already routing. He does send in his Witch Elves. I'm not able to pull out my Demigryph Knights with halberds in time. I am able to get this group out, though. As you can see, this group of Demigryph Knights with halberds was basically dumpstered to do a lot of damage to all these shades and pretty much destroy one. So I'm getting these flagellants into these shades over here, and then he comes out of the forest. I'm like, what the? 3 Hargoneth Executioners, holy shit. That's not good. He does miss micro. I do get some spears onto these Dark Riders with crossbows. So basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take out this pocket first so I can have my whole army come to bear on these Hargoneth Executioners. He does miss micro and get his Dark Riders into these repeater crossbows, which is very bad for me. And I do send my Demigryph Knights with halberds into these Witch Elves, as well as Boris Todbringer. So also another miss micro on me. But at this point in the battle, I'm feeling like I'm doing pretty good, so I can afford to take these guys out with these Savalier targets. And as you can see, they do terror route thanks to Boris, so that's very good for me. Gonna send some spearmen to hold up all these Hargoneth Executioners, and you can see this one spearman is making it so these Hargoneth Executioners can't get a good engagements on all my other units who are busy right now. I had my silver bullets shooting at the Dreadlord with sword and shield, and you see they did quite a bit of damage. He has some Blackheart Corsairs coming back. They're actually fighting some Demigryph Knights with halberds. Gonna send my spearmen over there to take them out. He had some shades come back at these other Demigryph with halberds, working on them. And he is going to overcommit on the spearmen over here, so that's good for me. So these Blackheart Corsairs do stop my good engagement on these Hargoneth Executioners rather. Gonna send these spearmen to make sure these shades can't fire. Gonna come over here and do a rear charge with this greatsword. So I don't want these guys to be moving around or anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and net them down. Got some Demigryph Knights with halberds and spearmen still fighting off these Blackheart Corsairs, and these guys lose their attack orders on these shades for some reason, and I really hope they fix that bug soon. The Witch Elves are trying to come back, so I'm going to get the silver bullets to start shooting them up. And basically now I'm just getting a good surround on his Hargoneth Executioners. So as you can see, he was fighting 2 weakened groups of greatswords and 2 really healthy groups of great swords, and he's going to be surrounded. And I just want you to see that even with a surround, these 3 groups of Hargoneth Executioners are going to beat 3 groups of great swords. So that's honestly really bad. Great swords are probably one of the less effective great sword units in the game. So now he's just got this whole death ball, and I have a lot of units left. But all my armor-piercing units over here, and with Murderous Prowess up, these guys are just stacked. Look at that, 53 melee attack with 42 weapon damage. And do they have a They have bows versus infantry too. A 14! Holy cow, I didn't realize. So their melee attack right now, when they're fighting infantry, is actually going to be like 67. Wow. And their damage is going to be 56. Wow, wow. Those guys, they are very, very strong, and they are beating the brakes off these greatswords who just don't stand a chance. Which I think the greatswords need maybe a little bit of buff. They don't seem to trade effectively with other great weapon units in general. They're for 950, their stats aren't great. So I'm just cleaning up those Dark Riders who tried to get into the Silver Bullets, and I'm just going to be doing some cycle charging with my Demigryph Knights with Halberd with an armor-piercing attacks. Excuse me. He has some shades come back, and it's really unfortunate because I was running these shades down, and like I said, they lost the attack orders again. So I just have these silver bullets shooting into the back of all these Hargoneth Executioners, and what he really needs to do right now is just leave one group of Hargoneth Executioners over here and pull the other ones out to make sure these silver bullets can't fire. That being said, I don't think it probably would have worked for him just because I have so much left. So I have these spearmen keep on chasing these shades. How fast are those shades? 42 against 30. Wow, they are fast. I wonder why they're so fast, lore-wise. So as you can see, despite the surround and the gunfire in the back, the greatswords do eventually lose to the Hargoneth Executioners. But I've done enough damage to his army that his army does indeed rout. So I wanted to show this game because it's not often that the Empire can actually beat the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are just a far superior faction in my opinion, and in the hands of equal players, I feel like the Dark Elves 99% of the time are going to win this fight. Just because, like, their Hargoneth Executioners are only 250 more, and they absolutely destroy great swords. And most of the time they get on the great swords while murderous prowess is procced. So either like halfway through or at the very beginning. But yeah, with that murderous prowess, the Dark Elf units just hit way above their weight. That's a good thing about the Dark Elves. Everything they have is super cost effective. So Boris did pretty good here. He wasn't really able to get good damage on the Dreadlord with Sword and Shield. The Dreadlord with Sword and Shield is actually a really tanky lord. Like on a Pegasus, sorry about that. On a Pegasus, a Dreadlord with Sword and Shield can actually beat Boris Todbringer on his Griffin. I've tested it a few times. So Great Swords did okay here. Obviously, like I said, they don't stand a chance against the Hargoneth Executioners. My Flagellates did really good, and my Demigryph Knights with Halberds as well. I taking out those shades. Look, these guys only got 1 kill. These guys got 46 kills, and I don't think many of these kills were on my Great Swords and Demigryph Knights with Halberds. Got some pretty good nets during the matches. None that were really any game changing. His Hargoneth Executioners did really great. His Dreadlord lasted to the very end, and it's just super tanky. He just needed to manage his shades and Dark Riders or repeated crossbows better, because these guys got caught by my Spearman because he wasn't marking them well. Despite that, good game to Vivek 800, and that's going to be all for this one, guys. This is JonTaun for Total Brohammer signing out.